Hello, my good people. You see, tears for democracy, the betrayal of Mojisola, Meranda, and the spirit of a nation. She did not cry for pity. She cried for democracy. Mojisola Meranda, the first female speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, did not ask for this battle. She did not seek war, nor did she provoke confrontation. She stepped into leadership only after the former speaker, Mudashiru Obasa, was impeached, removed by lawmakers through a constitutional process. She stepped in to serve, to restore order, to ensure that democracy prevailed. But democracy in Nigeria is never given freely. It must always be fought for. She sat in that chamber, her eyes filled with tears, not because she was weak, not because she was afraid, but because she had seen what happened when power-hungry men refused to let go. She had seen the desperation of those who cannot accept change, those who still believe they can manipulate the system, those who would rather turn institutions to the ground than see them function without their control. Obasa, who was since gone to court to challenge his removal, still looms in the background of this crisis. Many believe he is not just fighting in the courtroom. He is fighting in the shadows. His hands, they say, are apparently on the DSS invasion, working with external forces in a last desperate attempt to reclaim what he lost. But in the end, they all failed. They failed because democracy is stronger than their greed. They failed because intimidation is no match for the will of the people. They failed because no matter how many forces they deploy, democracy cannot be locked out. DSS, you got a letter for security, not intrusion and distortion. DSS, let's be clear. You got a letter. Yes, a request was made, but it was for security, not interruption, for protection, not domination. Yet, once again, instead of upholding your duty, you became the very threat you were called to prevent. You were invited to secure the assembly. Instead, you locked its door. You were called to ensure stability. Instead, you brought chaos. You were meant to protect Speaker Mojisola Meranda. Instead, she had to survive you. The whole world saw it. The DSS did not stand by the rule of law. The people did. In that moment of crisis, when the Speaker's office was sealed, when lawmakers were denied access to their own chamber, when democracy itself was being strangled because our eyes, it was not DSS that defended her. It was the people. Legislative staff pushed back. Policemen attached to the assembly rejected the illegal siege. The will of democracy itself broke through the locked doors. And in the end, Meranda survived it all. Not because of you, DSS. Not because of your weapons. Not because of your presence. She survived because the people refused to let democracy fall. A moment of betrayal and tears for Nigeria. On Monday, as DSS operatives stormed the Lagos State Assembly, sealed Speaker's office, barricading lawmakers, shutting down access to the chamber, and violating every principle of institutional respect. Democracy fought back, but even as victory came, the pain remained. She sat in that chamber trying to begin plenary, but her heart was heavy. The weight of injustice sat upon her shoulders. The betrayal of institutions meant to uphold the law was suffocating. The walls of the assembly, built to protect democracy, had been defied by reckless power plays, and as she looked around, she broke down in tears. This was not just about her. It was not just about Lagos. This was about Nigeria. Because if the Speaker of the Lagos Assembly and the elected leader can be reduced to tears by the weight of a political interference, what hope is there for the ordinary Nigerian? If security forces can be used to openly so brazenly against democracy, what does that say about the state of governance in Nigeria? The shame of what happened at the Lagos Assembly does not belong to meranda. It belongs to those who orchestrated this madness. It belongs to the dark forces who still believe Nigeria belongs to them. It belongs to those who sit behind closed doors, pulling strings, using security agencies as their private army, thinking that they can rewrite history with force. And yet, no matter how much they try, democracy will always fight back. She did not cry for herself. She cried for democracy. Let it be known that Meranda did not cry out of fear. She did not cry because she lacked the strength to lead. She cried because she understands the cost of fighting for democracy in a country where democracy is constantly under attack. My brothers and sisters, this is what we are saying. You see, she cried because she knows the weight of her history is on her shoulders. She cried because she understands the responsibility of leadership, the burden of standing firm, even when the entire system seems determined to break you. Despite her tears, she did not step down. She did not surrender. She stayed. That is courage. That is resilience. That is leadership. My brothers and sisters, this is what we are saying. See what is going on in Lagos State House of Assembly. My brothers and sisters, in the comment section, you are free to say your opinion on these issues. Subscribe to this channel, share, love, and like. God bless Nigeria. God bless Lagos State. Thanks and God bless. Amen.